test.
41 Action News reporter Nick Starling is joining us live with more on that and the risk it presents for players, including the precious Patrick Mahomes.
Well, guys, the good news is that Patrick Mahomes was not in close contact with Gilmore for very long. However, doctors are still concerned over a slight risk for spread. Coronavirus calls another audible for the NFL season as a positive COVID test comes after Monday night's game. Patriots cornerback Stephon Gilmore tested positive for COVID-19 and was spotted briefly with Patrick Mahomes after the game. But doctors tell us not to be too concerned.
Obviously, that encounter with Patrick Mahomes and Stephon Gilmore was about 8 to 9 seconds. So really, there's still very minimal risk, but the risk is still present.
Mark Larson is St. Luke's operations sections chief for their COVID response team and saw more than just close contact.
One of the things that I noticed just in watching it is Gilmore has his mouthpiece out and it's in his hand, and then he's got that on Patrick's back, and then he kind of gives some dabs at the end. So there's a couple other potential exposures, just not necessarily just respiratory.
But since Gilmore tested negative on Monday before the game, Larson believes Gilmore wasn't as infectious.
I think that tells me and hopefully gives us some reassurance that his viral load or his ability to pass on the disease was relatively low.
When it comes to the incubation period, health experts say just because you test negative doesn't mean you don't have the virus.
Typically go back 48 hours before someone has a positive test or before somebody has symptom onset, and think of that 48 hours before that as a potential time when they might be shedding virus.
To help figure out where the players have been, they wear these contact tracers, which tracks where the players are and how long they are next to someone.
In case of an infection. So in case of an infection, we immediately can see which contact has been made to the individual, and then limit the risk to the people that had contact with that person.
It's now a waiting game for Chiefs Kingdom. Dr. Larson also told me that the Chiefs should be more concerned about their own player that tested positive for COVID-19. And as a reminder, if you do come in contact with somebody that is positive, to self-quarantine for 14 days. Reporting live outside Arrowhead Stadium, Nick Starling, 41.